Going to be doing the front brakes on a 1949 Chrysler Windsor. Alright, just as a reminder on these 49s, a lot of these Mopar cars from that era, on the driver's side wheels, the lugs are reverse. Passenger side, it's rightsy-tightsy, but on the driver's side, everything is reverse. So while it looks like I am loosening, actually the lug, excuse me, it looked like I was tightening, actually it was loosening. So just remember that there, guys who have busted lug nuts off. Alright, need to, there we go. Put the cap off, got to get that cotter pin out. There we go. As you can see, I loosened that earlier so it wouldn't take so long. This is going to take a 1 1/16 socket. Pretty good. Those are our bearings. Outside bearings. And if you're lucky, this will pop right off. On the other side, it didn't pop right off. I had to use a punch and a hammer. On the other side, I just used these two things here and just put this on the back side here and just went around the circumference and just kept tapping. It eventually come off. It was the brake was frozen on that side. All right, so there we've got that. Go ahead and get this line off right here. This feeds the brake fluid from the top cylinder down to the bottom cylinder. The reason I'm taking this off is because I have a leak and I believe I need to rebuild both of these cylinders, so I bought rebuild kits for them. There's that. Good shape, looks like. Alright, now we'll get these springs on. Alright, next thing I want to do is get these two bolts off so I can remove the shoes. Alright, I'm gonna have 9/16 up here, and then this one I actually had attached to the bottom. I'm just trying to get the right size. This is 7/8 on the back side, and that's going to be extremely tight. So I will try to help it along with a hammer here. So I got that top one, the back side of it off. There's a nut, and then also a washer. It's a lock washer. So here it is. I realized that I was getting in the way of the video, so I switched the camera around. So on the bottom here, we're just doing the same thing. It's the 9/16 on the front and then the 7/8 on the back. All right, and there we are. All right, now I need to get these out. Okay, I got it. It didn't take but a second. I just had to get in front of the camera. I used that, and not this. I used that and this, and just put that on the back side and just gently tapped it, and came right out. I'll take these shoes off. This is still attached because of the brake line, so I got to get in there and take care of that. This is a clip that holds that on, so a lot of the pressure right now is coming from right there. If you just lift that and slide out, then you will be able to remove the shoe. There's one of them. And I will inspect those shoes a lot better later. I am going to go ahead and have the drum turned as long as I have it off. We have a guy locally here, you know, literally you take it in an hour you can get it back. You'll have it turned. Alright, just like on the other side, you got pressure, just lift up, and then your brake shoe will come off. I don't know if you can tell, but see brake fluid down here. When I was pumping it up, I could see the brake fluid just leaking out. So I think that these guys here are the culprits. I think they're leaking, and I've got a rebuild kit on that. What I'll do is I'll take that apart and then may go ahead and incorporate that in the video. This right here, I have to unloosen this back here. On the other side, I was actually able to just take this off like that, so you can at least see on the back side here. I've got all kinds of trash. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see that's leaking a little bit right there. And I've got a new one of these that I'll put on. I just want to soak this in gasoline. You can see all the crud and everything on here. So it was the same on the other side. So I'll rebuild these cylinders, replace that, get it turned, get all of this cleaned up. I'll use gasoline and just continue to work with it because I want to replace the shock and everything as well. So as I rebuild the cylinder, I'll just incorporate it in this video. So I'll see you in a second. This is what the lower cylinder looked like. I'm not even going to try to rebuild that. I can order this whole thing rebuilt, the cylinder, everything rebuilt for $23. So that's what I'm going to do on that one. Here is this one here. That's the upper. It's all cleaned out, and so here's all the parts. Just matter of just putting it all back together. This ring underneath here. This is going to fit up underneath, inside the cylinder like that. And then just a matter of getting that rubber so it fits down in there. And then this is, just put that on and push that down and then get this rubber to fit over the lip there. So there we are. There you have it. Alright, just start putting all this back together. Top cylinder, bottom cylinder, these brake shoes here. Make sure that the arrow is pointing to the cylinders. Alright, let's start getting this thing back together. I'll probably be doing a lot of fast forwarding in here. You just have all kinds of shimmying and stuff you need to do. Okay, next I'm going to put brake line back on, and make sure you screw down here first and then clip it back in up there and screw the line down. Alright, I'm going to put the hub back on, and I'm about ready to turn the recorder off. The cams to adjust these, so I got everything sucked in. The cam back here is right back here. This is the adjustment. You got one here, one over here, and of course this will, you know, as I pull down, it will push that shoe out if it needs to. The forums that I'm reading are telling me that I need to put that hub on, and there actually needs to be, when I adjust these shoes out, there actually needs to be a little bit of resistance to the shoe. So I'll put it on, and whatever adjustments you make on these cams, you want to be sure that you make them equally. So, you know, if I do a little turn and push it out there, I'll do equal turn here. Try to put the drum back on again until I get, you know, till I get some resistance. There we go. I'm adjusted out. Got my bolt back in, and with the nut, the washer, and the cotter pin. Get the cap back on here. Yeah, come on. So that's, you can hear a little bit of resistance there, but again, from the forums that I'm reading, understand that's what I need. I still have plenty of room for adjustment out. I mean, plenty of room. There, it's pretty much just bottomed out. I didn't have to push out. So, in good shape here. Thanks for watching.